Hello dear friends and colleagues. Today is August 21st, 2022. We are at the invitation of my friend Yuri Novikov. We are going to his garden. There we can see the latest ultra-early novelties and other varieties that have already gained technical maturity. And so let's go. Here are friends. We are already approaching Yuri's garden. Soon we will start our long-awaited tour. Here the hospitable host is already meeting us. Hey Yura.
Hello. Glad to see.
I am also always glad to come to your garden.
Well, let's see what you want to see.
Let's all go and see. But I think there is something to see in your garden.
In principle, I can show something, but not everything is ripe yet. It's been such a year. Just maybe a couple of grape varieties and you can already show the children eat.
As usual, you are a humble guy. I think everything will be good.
On the open ground, it's still not at all soon. In greenhouses, of course, there is already better ripening.
Come on, let's take a look at your garden. Everything is clean here, there are no sores. It's the most important thing for our bushes. The rest is trifles.
Here is the signal fruiting of the Prima Ukraine variety. Well, it's still early to say.
Friends, we again ended up in Yura's garden. We're last year, but his garden is no longer recognizable. Significantly expanded the range of varieties. He built the most beautiful, in my opinion, greenhouse measuring 5 by 12, in which another batch of new products planted. So today Yuri has about 75 varieties. Well, of course, we will see the very best, which, in general, have already matured over the early period, which gained their condition.
Well, yes, there are probably already 75-80 varieties for sure. The fact is that mostly young bushes. This year, only somewhere around 32-33 new forms planted. The greenhouse had to be installed. Well, as it should long wanted, this more spacious. Made it with my son. Of course it's hard for two. I think grapes will grow better there in our northern regions. I have here the riverbank is nearby, everything is blown. It's hard to grow grapes here, of course. Also planted in open ground. But we will watch, we will observe, we will choose.
Let's go and see. So we approached one of the Yurin's greenhouses, and we'll start with the cherished new products.
The first one at the entrance here is Malanka from Mikhail Grechko. Signaled this year. Planted from vines last year. Here, she has matured for a long time. I left it on purpose to taste it. I need to cut this bunch off. How to take it here? Here is such a bunch. Here is such a bunch. Dense, certainly. But it doesn't rattle. Muscat. A very productive form of grapes. On every vine 3-4 bunches gave out and on each sprout. Here, look at each, just recently released. Already 2 inflorescences. Here is the inflorescence. And in terms of maturation for our region, I think the solid form of grapes will be. And taste, and everything is there. Well, this is the raspberries area variety from Creole. Also mature a long time ago. There's just a bunch of bunches on the plank. All I thought was that it should be completely painted. No, I tried it already, and black stone and sugar there. By the way, there is no acid in it at all. Well, and in terms of size, the bunch, once for signal fruiting, is pretty good.
Special respect to the owner of the garden that waited for our delegation. We will be happy to taste it too.
Well, here I have signal bunches bananas. This is also ready. He was also waiting for Vadim Tochelin when he arrived, so that try. The vine already, look, is ripening well. Also with muscat, there is such fruity taste. I also think it's a good grape variety. This is the Highlighter variety from Zagorolko. Also signal fruiting. It's almost ready now. Signal clusters here are small. There are more of course, but she is here I lie low, spread out. Fine, yes, look here already matured. In general, this form is also just a bomb. I saw people, of course, there is a huge potential in this form. This is another greenhouse. Here, of course, there is a lag in the past year. Well, the first and the load is more, and secondly, May was cold. Here of course you still need to hang. Well, this is where my rumba grows. Look from the side, this is Costaquina Ultra Pink. Part of me here was frozen in the spring return frosts. Here grows the memory of the teacher. Painted in full already gone. Well, of course, before maturity is far away. Here is the memory of the teacher, by the way, to the center of the bush, it was most frozen, but recovered. This variety is Dubovsky Pink. It's grown much better this year. Well, still also far from maturity. Here to paint. Further here grows the bush Catalonia, family favorite. Picked up the color. The vine, as usual, matures badly. Although she gained color, but until fully ripe, I think there are still 2 weeks. The upper berry can already try, there's sugar, that's all. But not completely yet. This is Kishmish Radiant. Only started to paint. Here is Kishmish Bells. The bush is young. Muscat, everything is available. Almost mature. Children are already pinching, running, only give. The bush is young, holding up well. Doesn't rattle or anything. There were no illnesses this year. Standard processing. From this side Baconer. The color is picking up. Here too for a long time hang, of course, until fully ripe. Also young bush. but the maturation of the vines he is good. Next, see Viking here. Viking, too, there's some clusters are already almost ripe. I gave him a load, look on 2 bunches. 2 bunches. The form is vigorous. Vine, look, even though there are 2 bunches on the run, and such pretty good, the vine is already ripe. Well, here the vine has already matured by 1.5 meters, probably more. Here's more for all I like is Viking. It's crunch and sugar. Crunchy like a cucumber. So on here on the other hand Carnival. Also uploaded it this year. That year he cracked me up. I decided, I think I'll try to give a big load. Maybe somehow it will help to cope with the crash. Well, the bunch somehow went to paint like that, it also looks spectacular the form. Yes, it certainly looks beautiful. And he pollinated me perfectly. Such berries almost crush each other. Well, then there are 2 bushes. Vine maturation good, but no fruiting yet. This is Bravissimo. Here I have an academic. Well, that's what grows in the open field. Jupiter, Lyapajas zinters, Kishmish 342 there, Prima of Ukraine planted there. Well, there is still a lag in development. Well, as a lag, before they mature yet long away. This is Galahad. Planted the mystery of the monk. No signals. The form should also be quite interesting. Ados went well, did not give a signal, but I think on the street, he will ripen for me. We'll see. Well, here is Alyoshenkin. This variety does not fail, the main thing process in a timely manner. At another greenhouse. Here I have such a signal fruiting this year for the sensation variety.
Good signals to say nothing.
Well, the truth is the 3rd year of the bush. There were no signal clusters that year. But here immediately, at first I thought to leave more, but then I was afraid that I would overload the bush. Why did I put bags on bunches? Birds are probably 2 weeks ago pecked. Wasp this year, thank God, no. But the birds got it. Here removed a few bags. She's almost mature. Next comes Landish. This is Muscat. He still needs to hang. Although there are some the top berries are ready.
I also had 3 signal clusters this year. I already have one. I gave it to the children, they like it very much.
On this side, children really like it, now it is almost ripe, this is a form Sicily. Barrels of berries on bunches. Small but tasty. Now I'll even cut a bunch, we'll taste it later. Well, this is a legend, like me I think the variety is Arcadia. This is also a fairly mature bush. He is 6 years old. It's hard to confuse her with anything. There's the load perfectly.
Yes, Arcadia, well done. They already talked about it here. It's already hard to add something.
Anyone should have it in their garden. From this side, Tayson. Muscat is good too. It's hard not to have this variety. For its taste, for its appearance. But he needs a little more to gain his condition. Here is a bush, the year before last, the anniversary of Novikov overloaded, so here it is, the second year I'm putting it in order. Well, here we are back in the previous greenhouse. Forgot to show signal fruiting Artek from Gusev form. Interesting variety, also sympathetic in taste, did not reach her condition. Well, the vine is already starting to call. Well, it's just a bomb. I don't know, here a bunch of 5 to 6 kilograms can be. Variety banana legs. I did not expect this, I have not seen such clusters anywhere. I measured it, it is 55 centimeters high and 35 centimeters wide.
Yes, guys, I'll tell you honestly, for all my activity that I have never seen before. Just a real bomb. What he gave is something incredible.
Yes, there is crackling, of course, if only she hasn't cracked yet, let's hope. Well, she laid another bunch, too, for comparison, that we did not choose.
And the most pleasant procedure now. We once again make sure that Yura's grapes are ripe.
This is Malanka, let's see what we have here. Now the bone is already brown. Their muscat is of course gorgeous. Here is bananas. C2 ripe. Crimson Dawn, let's try it too. The bone is also beginning to darken. Continue, Helider. There are 2 seeds still green, but for some reason it tastes sweet. Here at a Sicily. Sicily is here. Dark yellow bone. Mature too. There is enough sugar in Sicily. A lot of sugar. Sweet berry.
Friends, what I tried. My taste sensations suggest that there is no less than 17% sugar. You can be sure that the grapes have fully gained their condition.
Well, signal fruiting still doesn't mean anything, of course, under load he will mature later, but still.
I want to thank this from the bottom of my heart hospitable host Yura Novikov for such a welcome. Good luck. Thank you very much.